What's going on today in the House and the Senate is glaring. In the House, led by Leader Jeffries, Democrats are trying to extend the credits for 3 years to reduce health care costs. In the Senate, we Democrats are fighting to prevent military adventurism in Venezuela and other countries and endless wars. Donald Trump said last night in his interview with the New York Times it could take years to solve the problem in Venezuela. That is not what Americans want. So Democrats in the House and Senate are focusing on lowering your costs, dealing with affordability. Republicans, led by Donald Trump, are focused on spending our treasure and, God forbid, lives in military adventurism overseas. Again, we are focused on lowering people's costs. We believe that's what the American people want us to do. And I hope today there will be more Republicans joining this leader. And if Republicans in the Senate should listen to the American people, stop this military adventurism by voting for the War Powers Act, which could stop future actions in Venezuela without congressional approval.
Thank you, Leader Schumer.
Thank you, Mr. Leaders. In terms of the ACA, do you believe that a bipartisan deal is in reach in the Senate? And for the millions of people who are enrolled in the ACA, should they have confidence that these credits will actually be extended?
Well, it's important to take a step forward today, a meaningful step, which is being done in a bipartisan way. Every single House Democrat, joined by a handful of our Republican colleagues, and we're thankful for the bipartisan partnership that is underway. We have to get that done. There's still 2 additional votes today before we can get the Affordable Care Act tax credit extension legislation over the finish line. So we're focused on that right now and have every confidence that Leader Schumer and Senate Democrats are going to do all that they need to do to work to get the legislation over the finish line. The Senate Democrats have been strong on this legislation, and they've been joined by a handful of Senate Republicans. Leader Thune needs to stop playing procedural games because we know that a majority of senators are already on record supporting a straightforward extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits.
Yeah, let me say, in answer to your question, American people should ask Leader Thune, are you willing to put this bill that the House now is moving forward on the floor of the Senate, because it will pass, and that is the way to get this done. Right now, Leader Thune and Speaker Johnson have said they don't want to extend the ACA credits for a day, let alone a year. Most of the Republicans in the House and Senate want to put poison pill riders about abortion on it. They are standing in the way. They ought to get out of the way so we can help the American people. And that goes particularly to Leader Thune and Speaker Johnson.
Democrats are threatening to shut down the government right now. Some of your colleagues are threatening to shut down the government right now over the fatal shooting in Minneapolis. Given the fact that we saw the government shut down over these subsidies, I mean, is this a road that Democrats now want to walk down again?
The Appropriations Committee, and particularly the committees on Homeland Security, are taking up this issue, and they will have a very important and serious discussion about it. You're next. You're next.
So, given that you said that they're going to be taking up the appropriations process, if Democrats take back the House or Senate, will they do anything to slash funding for ICE or hold ICE accountable for these fatal shootings? There are multiple shootings, not just what happened to Renee Good.
Let me first say that the killing of Renee Nicole Good was an abomination, a disgrace. And blood is clearly on the hands of those individuals within the administration who've been pushing an extreme policy that has nothing to do with immigration enforcement connected to removing violent felons from this country. We support the removal of violent felons from this country who are here illegally. But that's not what this administration has been doing under the so-called leadership of Kristi Noem, who's a stone-cold liar. There's no evidence at all that this was a justified shooting. So let's deal with the tragedy right now. She hasn't even been buried. Her family is grieving. She was a single mom and an American citizen. And we all are outraged by what took place in Minneapolis, and we will respond decisively.
It is.
Sure.
Go
Let me
ahead.
go back to healthcare for just a minute.
Go ahead.
Let me go back to healthcare.
Chad?
And I just want to, I watched the video. You felt like your stomach was being punched. Looking at the video, there seemed no justification for what these agents did. There needs to be a full investigation at the federal level, although I have little faith in the FBI at doing a fair investigation, or DHS, but at the local level as well. Yeah,
back
go
to
ahead.
healthcare.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I'd like to hear from both of you on this. So obviously, both of you have supported a 3-year extension of the Obamacare tax credit. That's in the bill that's probably going to pass today. If this goes over to the Senate and they come up with something that tapers that down or is an off-ramp or something short of that, is that something that you guys can
Look,
support?
they are in a total pretzel knot. They don't support an extension a single day of the ACA tax credits, which is the #1 thing to reduce costs immediately. There's more to be done. But they don't even support that. The vast majority of them, even when Trump said he might look at some change in abortion, said no, no, no. So they've got to get their act together, and they don't have it right now.
Leader Schumer is exactly right. The Republicans need to get their act together in terms of their leadership. These are people who are supporting military adventurism, billions of dollars being spent in South America and in other parts of the world. Yet Republican leaders in the House and the Senate are not willing to spend a dime to keep health care affordable for the American people. Donald Trump promised to lower costs on day one of his presidency. Costs aren't going down, they've gone up. And so it's an all-hands-on-deck effort that Democrats are committed to make sure we lower the high cost of living. And our objective right now,
Let them come up with an idea and a plan. They don't have it.
our objective right now is to pass the bill in the House. And then we'll send it over to the Senate, and we'll see what Republicans are willing to do to keep their word that they promised to lower the high cost of living in America.
Okay, last
Last
question. I
question.
got to go over, and we have at 11 o'clock, we have the War Powers Act.
Speaking of that, what is your expectation regarding the vote? And if it does not get a simple majority, what is your expectation or plan for oversight of military action?
Well, first, we were 2 votes short last time, and there are Republicans. Republicans should step up to the plate. Many of them privately in their conversations know how disastrous this is, made even worse last night when Trump admitted this will take years. He doesn't even know how long. This kind of military adventurism, this kind of spending treasure and possibly lives in an endless war. American people don't want that, and Republicans should be held accountable. We hope a few of them, the bottom line is we demand that they vote with us, and the American people are watching.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.